Hey guys, welcome back to another week of cooking in the kitchen. This week we're doing a Southern Comfort recipe, biscuits and gravy. It's a white sawmill gravy or a sausage gravy. Literally, it's been around for years. This is a great cast iron cooking recipe. It's great for outdoors cooking if you know how to do biscuits in a Dutch oven or even on a stove. There's ways you can do it in a pan on a stove. So let me get everything prepped and ready to go, and we'll be right back. So to start, you want to start browning a pound of breakfast sausage. Let it cook for quite a while. You want to get all the drippings out of the sausage while it's cooking. The drippings is what you're going to use to make your sawmill gravy. Try to chop it up as much as you can. You want it pretty much almost granule by the time you get done with it, because the sausage will be going back into the gravy. I'm only making for myself, so I will have a small amount of this. This does store very well. You can put it in a container and throw it in the freezer and keep it for months, thawed out. Make a little bit for yourself. You can keep it in the fridge for at least a month and a half or so. It doesn't go bad. The only thing you gotta worry about is the milk in it. It will go bad after a while. But like any milk, if it goes bad, it'll put off that smell. Your best bet is just keeping in the freezer and keeping the small servings that you can use every time. What you want to do also while this is cooking is go ahead and make your biscuits. What I do is I get Biscuits and I'll make it by the package. I'm doing a small amount, so I'm only doing a quarter of what they call for. So literally it's a half a cup and about a half of a third of a cup, so about 1/6 of a cup of milk. And you want to stir it up and make sure to get it nice and thick. You may need to add just a hair more milk to it. We're going to make what I call plop biscuits. You want it thick, but you don't want it so thick that it's just flakes. You want more of a can't really explain it. What I have to do is actually get to the actual thickness, and then I'll let you know. Alright, so we'll be right back. Alright, so I finally got the thickness. You gotta want it real doughy. Definitely not a pancake thickness, but just kind of doughy like that. And what I call it a plop biscuit. Literally, you take a forkful and you just plop it. And you can stack on top of each other. This will turn into one biscuit. It's real rubbery. But these are the best biscuits for biscuit and gravy. Make sure you have a greased pan, because if not, they will stick to the pan. Preheat your oven at 425. It is definitely a really sticky dough. But that's how you want it. And these things will come out ugly, but they are so good. So that's basically what you want for your biscuits. Let me get the dough off my hands. So we're waiting for the oven to come up to temperature. You really want to chop your sausage up smaller than this. I mean, literally you want kind of almost granules. You want these as about that small at least. So if you have any big chunks, chop them up as much as you can. And keep cooking, even if it's about browned, keep cooking. You want to keep it cooking until you get all the drippings out of the sausage. But don't let them burn, definitely. So spread that out nice and flat. In a few moments, you'll want to take the sausage and transfer it to a plate or bowl. And we'll start making the gravy here in just a moment. So we'll be right back. Alright, so sausage is done. I transfer it to a bowl and set it off to the side. Usually what I do is I'll take a big spoon like so. I'll put about 2 of these in here. And oven is ready for the biscuits. So you just take this, make a roux out of it. Put this over here. Don't worry about it sticking to the bottom. When you put the milk in here, it will actually pull it all up. Well, while I have that going, let me go ahead and put the biscuits in the oven. I'll be right back. Alright, so we have kind of a real thick roux here. If you want to, you can add butter to thin it out, but right now all that flour has got the sausage dripping, so you're okay to go ahead and put the milk in. Let me center it back on the eye. So you want to eyeball it. We will start with that much. Go ahead and stir the flour mixture in. And this doesn't take much. I mean, literally, the only other thing that you need to add to it is pepper and a little bit of salt. So you just keep stirring it. The biscuits in the oven for about 10-12 minutes. And I will keep stirring this until the flour dissipates and blends into the milk and becomes gravy. So we'll be back in just a moment. Alright, so basically what I've done, I've had to add a little bit more milk because it started getting thick. And still it's not fully dissolved into the milk yet. You basically take the bottom of the spoon and turn it kind of sideways a little bit to scrape. And you just keep moving it around until it's all dissolved in there. And do not add anything more because it will get away from you and thicken up too much or thin out too much. So once it starts to thicken, you can actually tell where it's going to go. And add milk to thin or add flour to thicken. So we'll sit here and do this for a little bit longer, and we should have gravy here in just a moment. Be careful not to go too fast with it because you will spill the gravy over the side of the pan. So we'll be back in just a moment. So the plot biscuits are done. You just want to pull them out, let them cool for a little bit. Cover them with a towel. You don't need to fully cover them, just cover them enough. This should kind of keep the heat in, keep them warm. So when you have your biscuits and gravy, they're not room temperature with hot gravy on it. So we'll be back in a bit. I usually will cook eggs with my biscuits and gravy. I had to add 2 pinches of salt in there. It got a little bland flavor. So I just add a little bit more flavor to it with the salt. You really don't need much because there's a lot of sodium and salt in the sausage. You just need to add a little bit more just to season the gravy. But this is low and slow. Literally, it's on, I want to say it's about 1.5 to 2 out of 10 on my stove. You go low and slow on this because if you cook it any faster, it will get away from you and thicken up real quick. So this will take a little while longer, and we should be done here in just a moment. So we'll be right back. All right, so it's almost to temperature here. Or not temperature, it's almost to doneness. Let me bring the camera in a little bit closer. Should have done that before I started here. I apologize about that. So basically, you're about to the thickness you want. It's probably a little bit longer before the full thickness. But as you see, it's about what you want right there. So at this point, you want to go ahead and add about 1 or 2 teaspoons of black pepper. This is what gives most of the flavor. About that much. Stir that in. Most sawmill gravies have quite a bit of pepper in it. Mostly what's left is little dumplings that formed in there, and they will kind of disintegrate a little bit more and thicken up the soup. But at this point, you want to go ahead and turn the heat off. Let it cook on residual heat. And go ahead and add the sausage back in. It's okay to let the drippings go back in with the sausage because that will add more to the gravy here. So like I said, I'll just have a little bit for myself and the rest will go into containers and I'll throw them in the freezer. Make sure you scrape the sides down every once in a while because a lot of the flour likes to collect on the sides. So pretty much the gravy is done. what I'm going to do is set it off to the back and let it cool down a little bit. I'll stir it every once in a while to make sure it doesn't thicken up too much. Again, like I said, if it does thicken up, thin it with a little bit more milk. I would say go about a little less than a quarter of a cup at a time. You don't need much in there to thin it out. So right now that should be just about right. So we'll be back in just a bit. Let me cook up some eggs for myself. Usually I just scramble them. So it should only take about 5-6 minutes for that. So I'll be right back. Alright, on the side here I have scrambled eggs going. One of my past videos I showed how to make the perfect scrambled eggs. So go see that recipe if you want to add eggs to your biscuits and gravy. But this is where you want your gravy. You want it thick, you want it to plop, you don't want it runny. And the biscuits, I usually, with the non-slip, they don't stick at all. So I'll just usually crush those up, put them in the bowl, and put some eggs over the top of it, then throw the gravy on top. So when I come back, we'll go ahead and make the bowl, and I'll show you how to do it. Alright, see you in a moment. So I'm using the bowl that I kept the sausage in. That's perfectly fine. The drippings will mix in with the gravy and also the little trimmings and stuff. Some people, they usually just tear the biscuit in half. I'll just crush it up. I'll take 2 biscuits. The third biscuit I may eat later if I'm still hungry, but I kind of doubt I will be because this stuff sticks to your ribs. You will not be hungry till later on that night. So you got a bed there, and then we'll put the eggs in. There we go. And time to retire that spoon. I had to take a little chef's privilege there. We'll just pop on some gravy. Oh yeah, it turned out good. So that's pretty much all you need. What you do is you stir it all together and just eat. Enjoy. So thanks for watching, and until next week, have a great weekend, a great week, and we will see you next time. Enjoy. Bon appetit.